Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. Judith's suitcase wheels clicked against the tile like a timer counting down. She stopped by the door, gave me a quick kiss on the cheek, efficient, nothing behind it, and said, "It's just 3 days, Benjamin. Don't make it a thing." She always said that when she wanted to skip a conversation. I watched her grab her tote and head toward the door, then pause, turn back, and set something on the counter. It was the thin silver bracelet she'd worn since college. The one she never took off, not even to shower. She left it there like it had stopped meaning anything. "Seattle, right?" I asked, leaning against the frame. "Yeah," she said, checking her smartwatch. "Strategy retreat. Early flight." The screen on that watch flashed while she talked. One line caught my eye. "Gate 42, Dallas, 2:15 p.m." "Dallas?" I asked, keeping my voice level. She froze for half a second. "Calendar glitch. Happens all the time," she said, eyes on her phone. "Text me if something breaks." The door shut. I looked at the bracelet, its clasp open like it had quit. I watched from the window as her car pulled out of the lot. The quiet that followed felt like a room waiting for an answer. I opened our shared calendar, scrolled through every client trip and team dinner, and then turned off her access. My schedule didn't need an audience anymore. I texted her 2 words: "Safe travels." The message showed read within seconds. No reply. 10 minutes later, another message buzzed in. "Might be offline a lot. Don't wait up." I didn't. That was the moment I decided. No confrontation, no drama, just facts. If she was performing absence, I wasn't playing my part. The next morning, the place sounded like a blank page. That kind of silence makes you notice things: receipts, dates, patterns hiding in plain sight. At work, I kept my head down. My job's simple: operations for a construction supplier. Numbers tell the truth if you let them. Maddie, my coworker, leaned against my doorway, holding a coffee. "You look like you slept next to a calculator," she said. "Probably did," I replied, not looking up from the spreadsheet. "You good?" "Balancing some things," I said. She studied me for a second, then left it alone. That's what I liked about her. She never pried, just noticed. When she left, I opened our joint account. Judith's hotel stays lined up neatly with her field trips. Denver, Charlotte, then Austin, all during her supposed strategy weeks. The statements showed double occupancy fees and room service for 2. I opened one at random. The Paramount Hotel, Dallas, 2 breakfasts, 1 veggie omelet, 1 pancakes with almond milk latte. Judith didn't drink almond milk in anything. I called the card company. The rep, polite but firm, told me they couldn't share guest notes. I told her to close the joint card. "Are you sure, Mr. Grant?" "Completely. Issue separate ones. Same limit." That will separate transaction histories. That's the point. When the new card confirmation hit my email, I felt lighter. Not better, just cleaner. I rerouted the auto-pays: mortgage, power, water, mine. Judith's car insurance and streaming accounts, hers. By midnight, everything shared was separated: calendar, card, utilities. I wasn't punishing her. I was just preparing for the day she'd expect applause for coming home late. Numbers don't lie, but people do. So I started keeping score my own way. Judith's texts started coming like automated reminders. "Long day. Drinks with the team. Don't wait up." Different words, same message. Stay out of it. I didn't answer most of them. The next morning, my phone rang. Judith. "Hey, stranger," she said, all brightness. "We landed a huge pitch in Chicago for October. Big for me, big for us." "Congrats," I said, keeping my tone flat. Silence. Then she changed tactics. "You sound off. What's wrong?" "Nothing," I said. "Just making a few adjustments. From now on, no shared calendar. No midnight plan changes. My mornings are mine." She laughed softly. "Benjamin the boundary guy. Cute." "It's not cute. It's necessary." "Wow," she said, the smile fading from her voice. "Since when do you need to be mysterious?" "Since your schedule stopped matching your stories." She didn't answer right away. That evening, I fixed the shelf in the hallway that had been tilted for months. No meaning behind it, just something that belonged straight. I didn't tell myself I was fixing a marriage. I was fixing wood and metal. That's all. Boundaries aren't fences. They're mirrors. You draw them to see who respects the line. A week before her trip, our friend Cameron invited us to his rooftop birthday party. It happened to fall on the same day Judith was supposed to fly back. Cameron and his partner, Sarah, were the kind who turned small gatherings into social chess matches. Judith texted me that morning. "Running late? Flight delays. Be nice till I get there." I got there early and parked across the street. While I reached for the gift bag from the passenger seat, a dark blue sedan pulled up near the corner. I recognized the camera decals on the back window instantly. Judith's ex, Gabriel Alvarez's, car looked exactly the same as when we all used to run in the same circles. Judith stepped out of the passenger side. She didn't see me. She leaned into the open window for a second, quick, familiar, then adjusted her dress, smoothed her hair, and headed toward the building entrance like she was arriving from the airport. I didn't react. Not yet. I just watched her go inside, filing the moment away. You don't accuse someone with a hunch. You wait for the truth to confirm itself. She didn't go straight to the rooftop, just disappeared into the building. I waited a minute, then headed up. When I reached the rooftop, the party was already loud. Sarah met me near the cooler. "Where's Judith? Saving the world again?" "She'll be here," I said. She gave me that look people give when they think they know more than you do. "Hope everything's okay between you two." "Everything's revealing itself," I said. Judith appeared 10 minutes later, completely put together, not a hair out of place. No sign of travel. She kissed Sarah's cheek, hugged Cameron, then walked up to me like we were co-workers at a conference. "You made it," she said. "You told me to," I replied. She kept her smile for the watchers. "Please don't start." I didn't say anything. "You're saying it with your face." At the food table, she leaned close, pretending affection. "Sarah wants to plan a couple's lake trip. Say yes, so it doesn't get weird." "We'll see." "Benjamin," she whispered sharply. "Not tonight." "We'll see," I repeated. She pulled back, annoyed, and drifted off to charm the rest of the rooftop. Later that night, after I got home, Sarah posted photos from the party. When I scrolled through them, one picture froze me. In the reflection behind Judith, in the glass wall near the bar, stood Gabriel, the same man who had dropped her off. That wasn't a coincidence. That was coordination. 2 days after the rooftop party, Judith walked in carrying a pink box from a bakery. "I got macarons. Thought we could have a reset night. Just us." "Sure," I said, sitting at the dining table with my laptop closed. She started arranging the cookies on a plate, acting casual. "There's this new Austin project. Maybe we could use the time." I nodded toward the folder in front of me. "We already have plans." She looked up. "What's that?" "Paperwork," I said. "Bank updates, lease forms, things that need signatures." She frowned. "Why would I need to sign anything?" I slid the folder toward her. Inside were printed statements, screenshots, our building manager, Mrs. Ortega's, lease email, and one photo, the window reflection from Sarah's rooftop post. Judith stared at it. "You went through my stuff?" "No," I said calmly. "I went through our finances. They told the story, you didn't." Her hands trembled slightly as she flipped the pages. "This is insane. That's not what it looks like." "Then tell me what it looks like." "It was a business dinner," she said quickly. "You're turning coincidences into conspiracy theories." I shook my head. "The flights, the double breakfast. Dallas wasn't a coincidence." She scoffed. "You've always needed control. You track everything until you find a reason to feel betrayed." "This isn't about control," I said. "It's about clarity." She looked at the lease form. "You're leaving?" "Renewal's due next month. I won't be on it. Movers come at 9 tomorrow. Just for my things." She slammed the folder shut. "You can't just decide that." "I already did." Judith stepped closer, searching my face. "Benjamin, don't do this. I messed up, okay? But don't throw away our life over one mistake." "You didn't make one mistake," I said. "You built a system around it." Her voice cracked. "So what now?" "Now," I said, standing. "We stop pretending we're fine. You lied about a business trip. I'm replying with the truth about our divorce." The silence that followed was the cleanest thing between us in years. Morning came too early. The movers showed up right on time. They worked quietly, efficient and polite, carrying boxes labeled in my handwriting. Tools, records, books, desk. Judith stood near the kitchen island in a sweatshirt, hair tied back, watching them. "So, this is really happening?" she asked. "It's already happening," I said, rolling the last chord. She crossed her arms. You didn't even give me a chance to explain. You had 100 of them, I said. Every conference, every late-night call. Her eyes flicked to the open drawer. The silver bracelet sat inside, coiled like a snake. You kept that? I didn't want to throw it out, I said. But it didn't belong on the counter anymore. She touched it lightly. It meant something to me. Then you shouldn't have left it behind. She closed the drawer with a small push. What am I supposed to tell people, Ben? The truth, I said. That you lied about a business trip, and I told the truth about our divorce. Her mouth fell open. You're cruel. No, I'm honest, I replied. It just feels cruel because you're not used to hearing it. She looked toward the movers, lowering her voice. If you walk out, we're done. Don't think you can come back when this blows over. I'm not coming back, I said. You can keep the furniture, keep the space. I'll keep my peace. She stepped closer, desperate now. Benjamin, please, I can fix it. You can't, I said, because you don't want to. The movers carried the last box to the truck. Judith stood silent, arms at her sides, eyes glassy but still calculating. I looked around one last time, just walls and air now. At the door, I said quietly, You told me not to make it a thing. I didn't. I made it a decision. Then I walked out. The door closed without a sound. I moved into a small, furnished studio across town. A single window, a clean counter, and no reminders. The first night, I made coffee too strong and didn't care. Quiet can be loud when you're used to defending it. Work came easier. Maddie noticed. You look lighter, she said one afternoon. I stopped carrying dead weight, I told her. She raised an eyebrow but didn't push. That's why we got along. Within weeks, word spread. Cameron texted once. You okay? Better than I've been in years, I replied. He sent a thumbs up and didn't ask more. Judith's fallout came fast. She tried to spin the story first, claimed I'd had a breakdown, that I'd misread everything. But people saw through it. Sarah mentioned someone sent her a photo from Dallas, a rooftop dinner, Judith beside Gabriel Alvarez. 2 weeks later, she texted, I'm sorry for everything. Can we at least talk? I didn't answer. Then came another. You made your point. Now what? I let it sit unread. Silence is an answer if you commit to it. Life kept moving. Saturdays, I volunteered at a local workshop helping rebuild shelves for a youth center. That's where I met Gia, a carpenter with steady hands and no patience for drama. She measured twice, cut once, and laughed easily. You're quiet, she said, handing me a level. I've used up my words for a while, I said. Good, she smiled. Less talk, more fixing. We got tacos with the crew afterward. No performance, no angles, just normal conversation. I didn't tell her my story, and she didn't ask. That's how I knew I was finally out of it. Judith, meanwhile, kept posting quotes about forgiveness that got fewer likes each week. Online applause fades fast when no one believes the act anymore. 3 months after the move, the divorce papers arrived. No arguments, no mediation threats, just signatures and the word irreconcilable. Clean, final. Mrs. Ortega emailed to confirm the lease transfer was complete. My name was gone. I spent that night doing nothing special. Cooked pasta. Played a record I hadn't touched in years. When the last track ended, I realized the place didn't feel empty. It felt honest. Judith tried once more. A single message at midnight. You got what you wanted. Hope it was worth it. I didn't reply. She wanted to pull me back into conversation, even now. But there was nothing left to say. She'd built a stage. I'd turned off the lights. It wasn't joy, but it was freedom. Weekends, I still volunteered at the workshop. Gia and I started grabbing coffee afterward. No labels, no rush. She didn't ask about Judith, and I didn't need to mention her. That silence was its own kind of peace. Sometimes I think about that morning Judith left. The suitcase, the kiss that felt like paperwork, the bracelet she forgot. She told me, don't make it a thing. I didn't. I made it a decision. She lied about a business trip. I replied with the truth about our divorce. And for the first time in years, every word I spoke belonged entirely to me. Thank you for watching.